नमस्ते दोस्तों। आज संवाद भारत में आप लोगों का सबका स्वागत है। आज मैं संवाद भारत में आप लोगों के साथ जम्मू एंड कश्मीर में क्या हालात चल रही है और उस विषय पर डिस्कस करने वाला हूँ, चर्चा करने वाला हूँ। मेरे साथ है उमा शंकर दास, जो एक व्यावसायिक है, प्रोफेशनल है और वो डेटा पे बहुत काम करते हैं। उनका ट्विटर हैंडल है डेटा गाय रीडक्स। आप लोग शायद सोशल मीडिया में उनको डेटा गाय रीडक्स के नाम पे आप फॉलो भी करते होंगे। बहुत सारा डेटा देते हैं। उनका बहुत अभ्यास और उनका इंटरेस्टिंग विषय है इंटरनल सिक्योरिटी और फॉरेन पॉलिसी। ये काफी उनका अभ्यास है। आज हम उनसे डिस्कस करेंगे जम्मू एंड कश्मीर के विषय पर। जम्मू एंड कश्मीर में क्या हो रहा है ये जानने की कोशिश करेंगे थोड़ा सा। नमस्कार उमा भाई। उमा
नमस्कार,
शंकर दास
थैंक यू
जी,
फॉर हैविंग मी।
आप थोड़ा सा आपके बारे में एक दो मिनट, अगर मेरे से कुछ गलती हुई हो तो 2 मिनट आपके बारे में हमारे दर्शकों को आप जानकारी दीजिए। फिर हम आज के विषय पर चर्चा करेंगे।
एक गलती तो कुछ हुआ नहीं है वैसे। हाँ, मेरे शौक बहुत सारे हैं। एसेंशियली आपने सही कहा, व्यवसाय तो करते हैं। खैर, मुझे अभी तक एंटरप्रेन्योर का हिंदी टर्म तो अभी तक तो मिला नहीं है, बट हाँ, हम अपने आप को एंटरप्रेन्योर कहते हैं, बिजनेसमैन नहीं। ये एक बस बोलने वाली बात है। बट हाँ, शौक तो मेरे बहुत सारी चीजों में है। मुझे पढ़ना अच्छा लगता है। इंटरनल सिक्योरिटी में मुझे काफी इंटरेस्ट है। ये बात सही है। और कश्मीर को मैं काफी दिनों से फॉलो करता आया हूँ। एंड आई हैव हैड माय ओन थ्योरीज ऑन दिस पर्टिकुलर थिंग. Yes, I have significant interest in what goes on in Kashmir, definitely. I would love to answer if there is anything I can do in this regard.
Very good, Uma bhai. I hope we'll keep this conversation. You are okay with both English and Hindi mix, क्योंकि मेरा ऑडियंस जो है वो हिंदी इंग्लिश दोनों
हाँ, मैं
ऑडियंस
हिंदी में
है।
बात
और
करूंगा,
मैं ये
इससे कोई
जो
प्रॉब्लम
विषय है कश्मीर का विषय, परफेक्ट। उमा शंकर दास जी, मुझे इतना बताइए। मैं आपको शॉर्ट में उमा भाई बुलाऊंगा पूरे
नहीं। आपको
कॉन्वर्जेशन
जो
के
मन
दौरान,
चाहे बुलाइए,
सो
उमा
दैट
बुलाइए, उमाशंकर बोले, सब चलेगा, कोई इशू नहीं।
हाँ, तो उमा भाई क्या चल रहा है कश्मीर में? पिछले 2 दिनों से ऐसी खबरें आ रही है कि कश्मीर में कुछ बड़ा होने वाला है।
देखिए, अब क्या कहने वाली बात तो सिर्फ इतना है कि मैं सरकार के कश्मीर स्ट्रेटेजी के तौर पे मैं काफी दिनों से उसको ऑब्जर्व कर रहा हूँ। करीब करीब 2 साल होने को 2 साल होने को आ गए जब अगस्त 5 में हमने आर्टिकल 370 हटाया गया। मेरे ख्याल से ये सबसे बड़ा डिसीजन था पिछले इंडिपेंडेंट इंडिया में। ये मेरे ख्याल से बहुत बड़ा डिसीजन माना जा सकता है। इसके वजह मैं ये मानता हूँ क्योंकि उसके बाद से कश्मीर में जो पहले जो इतनी आतंकवादी गतिविधियां होती थी, जो इतना इतना हिंसा होती थी, वो काफी कम हो गया है। डेवलपमेंट काफी इंप्रूव हो गया है। मैं हिंदी में बात जरूर करता हूँ, बट मेरे दिमाग में थोड़ा इंग्लिश का,
पत्थरबाजी भी कम हो गई है।
हिंदी थोड़ी कम होगी ये बात करने में, बट समझ बिल्कुल जाता हूँ, ऐसा कोई इशू नहीं है। ये चीज हो जाता है कि देखिए, डेवलपमेंट तो
स्टोन
डेवलपमेंट
पेल्टिंग भी काफी कम हो गई है, ऐसे ऐसे रिपोर्ट्स आ रहे हैं।
कोशिश करूंगा इसको इम्प्रूव करने के लिए। बट जैसा मैंने कहा अभी, तो डेवलपमेंट काफी इम्प्रूव हुआ है। एंड सच देखा जाए तो जब से ब्यूरोक्रेट्स हैव टेकन कंट्रोल ओवर कश्मीर, और जब से ये यूनियन टेरिटरी बना हुआ है, वी हैव सीन सिग्निफिकेंट प्रोग्रेस देयर. लद्दाख हैज बिकम अ सेपरेट एंटिटी एंड इट गेट्स इट्स ओन लेवल ऑफ ऑटोनॉमी, जिसके अपने फायदे हैं। जम्मू एंड कश्मीर में काफी चेंजेस हुए हैं। ये थोड़ा स्लो प्रोग्रेस है, बिकॉज फैक्ट इज एक इंटरनल सिक्योरिटी इशू तो है कश्मीर में, जो कि पूरी दुनिया जानती है काफी हद तक। बट मेरे हिसाब से इट हैज बीन अ गुड गुड सेट ऑफ चेंजेस दैट हैज हैपेंड. आजकल कश्मीर हेडलाइंस में नहीं रहता है, एंड विच आई थिंक इज नॉट अ बैड थिंग. तो ओवरऑल देखा जाए तो आप भी अगर आप देखेंगे भी ना, आज के डेट में अगर हम लोग डेवलपमेंट को मेजर करते हैं, सबसे बड़ा हॉट टॉपिक है वैक्सीनेशन. कश्मीर में अगर आप 2011 के हिसाब से देखने बैठे हैं, अभी तक 40 लाख, जम्मू एंड कश्मीर मिला के अभी तक 40 लाख वैक्सीनेशन हो चुका है, विच इज एक्सीलेंट एक्चुअली, अगर आप ध्यान से देखें तो, क्योंकि काफी अच्छा चल रहा है. तो दीज थिंग्स आर गुड. कश्मीर में जो अभी हो रहा है, मेरे ख्याल से सरकार अभी अपने अगले कदम बढ़ा रही है. देयर हैज बीन अ सर्टेन अमाउंट ऑफ लैक ऑफ डेमोक्रेसी इन द प्री August 5, 2019 एरा, जिसको अपने बदलने की कोशिश की गई है. मेरे हिसाब से अभी जो हो रहा है, सरकार इज मेकिंग सेट ऑफ स्टेप्स जिससे जो डिसइनफ्रेंचाइज थे पहले, उनको अभी मौका में दिया जा रहा है, सो दैट दे कैन गेट देयर फुल डेमोक्रेटिक राइट्स, द एबिलिटी टू एक्सरसाइज देयर वोट्स इन द राइट सॉर्ट ऑफ फैशन. एंड if you remember, the women didn't have equal rights in Jammu and Kashmir before Article 370.
राइट राइट राइट।
And also not to mention the fact that the SC/ST Protection Act wasn't valid there in Jammu and Kashmir earlier. People who were from a
In
certain,
fact, in Jammu Kashmir, the Indian constitution itself was not completely implemented. So
exactly,
Article 3, abrogation of Article 370 has definitely brought out that side of the Indian constitution which was valid in the entire country except Jammu and Kashmir. Now we are getting to see the fruits of that. Umaji, I want to get into your interesting topic wherein today the group of Grupkar leaders met before the scheduled all-party meeting in Jammu and Kashmir. So lots of rumors were floated that something is going to happen in Kashmir, maybe Article 370, which was the rumors from all the side, Article 370 will be restored. Of course, that is the demand of Gupkar gang. Then there is a section of people on the other side who were accusing the government of falling into American pressure and giving a full statehood of Jammu and Kashmir. So basically, what is your view on all these kind of rumors? Because we know that after Narendra Modi government came into the power, rumors whichever went on the air has fallen flat on the face of those who are spreading it. So आप इसको किस तरह से देख रहे हैं?
मुझे लगता है कि देखिए एवरी पर्सन हैज गॉट हर किसी का अपना एक थॉट प्रोसेस होता है और वो उस हिसाब से सोचेंगे. अब मैं डेमोक्रेसी है, हर किसी को हक होता है, तो लोग बात करेंगे तो करने दीजिए, मुझे उससे कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. इसको जो कहना है कहना का पूरा हक है. मुझे क्या लगता है कि सरकार अपना एजेंडा बहुत स्ट्रीमलाइन तरीके से करवाती जा रही है. आई हैव हर्ड दैट सर्वेज हैव हैपेंड. आई हैव हर्ड दैट लॉट ऑफ पीपल हैव रिसीव्ड डोमिसिलिटी इन द रीसेंट पास्ट. दिस आई थिंक इज द नेक्स्ट स्टेप इन द होल कॉन्ड्रम. मुझे नहीं लगता कोई स्टेटहुड की बात होने वाली है, बिकॉज क्वाइट फ्रैंकली it is quite true that being a border state, the Pakistani influence in significant sections of the intelligentsia there does still exist. And they obviously don't want to have a very good, calm and peaceful Kashmir. That has always been a Pakistani agenda. And sadly, there are sections here who would like to follow that. And that is just political in some ways. People don't realize it borders on not accepting the constitution. But ठीक है, जो करना है करने दीजिए. मुझे लगता है इस मीटिंग का जो एजेंडा है, इट इज प्राइमरीली अबाउट डिलिमिटेशन. बिकॉज हियर इज द फैक्ट ऑफ द मैटर इज, एज ऑफ टुडे, इफ यू टेक द पर असेंबली पॉपुलेशन based on 2011 data, the difference between per assembly is approximately 20,000 votes between the Kashmir assemblies and the Jammu assemblies, which is a disparity. There are districts like Udhamnagar which have got 3 assembly constituencies, whereas the population is much higher. This needs to be fixed. This needs to be changed. Jammu has always been a stepson of the whole Jammu and Kashmir assembly system. It is time they get their justice and they get their benefits. So I believe the discussion will border around how to maintain an equal development and equality of opportunity across all the regions. And I think this is exactly why which is exactly why the Prime Minister has called an all-party meeting. What the Gupkar will do, see, if they boycott it, they are labeled as separatists and close to terrorists. But if they don't, but if they say that, okay, we support this, they also have a constituency whom they have to support, right? Even if they are not that large in number, they have to make
because their political career is at stake right now. That is a big concern for them.
If they don't go for this party thing, they basically lose all relevance. But if they go also, they have to maintain a stance. So let them do that. The governance agenda continues. So it's good only. I'm quite happy with
Jammu. How do you see Congress reacting to it? Do you think that Congress will play a balanced approach, or will they support the Gupkar alliance openly? How do you see right now the Congress placed here?
See, the Congress,
because Congress also has a vote bank in Jammu and Kashmir both.
I agree and I understand perfectly. See, the Congress actually was the party which ruled this country for such a long time. And they have defined a lot of the systems which continuously exist in Jammu and Kashmir today. Ideally, if the changes happened and something should be made, then as a national party, they should actually be supporting the government agenda, because it doesn't make political sense for them to go against the government purely for maybe 3 or 4 Lok Sabha seats. It doesn't make any kind of political sense for them. But I suppose there is also, every party is driven by a certain ideology, and they have openly said that they're going to remove, basically bring back Article 370. So that is self-explanatory. So until they don't do a course correction, they are going to be looked in on the side of the separatist agenda in the state. So that is sad, but that is also true. But then, having said this, let us hope that good thing prevails and they will come around and follow this in the right way. I don't think they care about the Jammu electorate too much. The central agenda doesn't really bother so much about it. They have their own pockets and they will do reasonably well there. But overall, I think they will not talk anything very different from what the Gupkar alliance says. I don't see too much difference there,
Okay,
at least from that
great.
point.
Because we do before the elections, quite some time back, after Article 370 was abrogated, the Gupkar alliance was formed and Congress was a part of Gupkar alliance. And later on, they backed off, saying that no, we are not a part. But the state leaders gave a different statement. The central leaders gave a different statement. After that, we haven't heard about Gupkar alliance that much. But again, when this all party meeting was announced by Prime Minister's office, and then the leaders came on and started reacting. Initially, there were reports that Gupkar alliance might boycott this meeting. Then later on, they met today and they announced that yes, they are participating in the meeting. In fact, Mufti, the Mehbooba Mufti went on to say that, when India is ready to talk with Taliban, and they have a meeting with Taliban held in next week, then why not they are going ahead with talks with holding the talks with Pakistan. So these kind of statements are definitely provocative as far as Indian government is concerned. But is it deliberate? Is these statements deliberate?
By Mehbooba Mufti, is that what you are saying?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, so Mehbooba Mufti giving the comparison between Taliban and Pakistan is self-defeating. No great democracy or no great country would like to be equated to a militia which has got terrorist links in the past. So that I don't know how well it will be received in the Pakistani establishment. And I think the Pakistani senators are extremely proud people. I've seen how they talk. Let us see how they respond to that. So that is one side. But then you should see what is happening with what is the name of the foreign minister? Qureshi, right? Isn't it his name?
Yes, yes, Qureshi.
He,
S.Y. Qureshi.
So he has been going
I'm
around.
sorry.
Some Qureshi, whatever.
I forgot his name.
Whatever it may be. So Mr. Qureshi has been going around and giving interviews in the worldwide where it seems to be targeting his local audiences, and they are in trouble. Quite frankly, I don't think this is not the time for them to even bother about it. And they are actually, Qureshi refused to even condemn Osama bin Laden as a terrorist. This is just a recent,
Right.
just a couple of days
In
back.
fact, I am not surprised by the way Pakistan has suddenly started giving the statement after this announcement of all party meeting in Jammu and Kashmir, and we saw how Prime Minister of Pakistan went ahead and gave an interview where he contradicted his own stance on Muslims, on China and Muslims in Jammu and Kashmir. So, do you find any relation to how do you correlate with Pakistan Prime Minister's sudden interview over these issues?
See, I don't think this Gupkar alliance thing is as big an issue that the Pakistani Prime Minister needs to come and make a relationship about. These are just small people in their eyes. They're just useful tools to be used and discarded. And let's not forget that a lot of the Kashmiri old leadership were essentially murdered by Pakistani terrorists in the 90s. This is also quite true. I mean, there are members in the Gupkar alliance today whose parents were murdered by terrorists in the past, in the 90s. So this is there. So don't think that's relevant. Pakistan has its own problems, and that is a subject that can be a really long debate to talk about. What I feel though is that right now, these people are just trying to do flag signaling, because historically if they don't get somebody talking to them nicely on one side, they say, hey, help us, we are on your side. That's typically has happened. So, Karne though, I mean, that's all right. Yeah, it's fun to watch. I have full faith in the government, in the Kashmir policy. They've been excellent. They've done some really great stuff in the past. And I see no reason for anything to change. Just to add another point, I missed this in your previous question. There are people in India who say that why is this doing, the government is going. I'm sorry, diplomacy doesn't work like this. Governance doesn't work like this at all. It is good to get a few retweets by making a very inflammatory statement. But the fact of the matter is, this is the Prime Minister who basically changed the status quo in Kashmir. And this is the governance which got it done. And this was all done over a period of time.
In fact, I was coming to that question only because I saw a section of Kashmiri Pandits who were, reacting to the rumors of delimitation in Kashmir. Like you had raised quite in your previous session, that delimitation is the agenda. but certain people, especially a group of Kashmiri Pandits, were not happy with the rumor. They were assuming that without delimitation, the Jammu and Kashmir state is being given a full statehood. Whereas there were again separate rumors that J&K state will be further divided, where Jammu as a union territory and Kashmir as a union territory. So these kind of rumors were floated once the Prime Minister's office announced the all-party meeting. How do you see this?
I personally don't see any reason why the government will even think about breaking down Jammu and Kashmir into. It's a union territory. The only thing that could possibly happen is there might be converted into a state like Delhi, where there are elections and a chief minister is elected. But dividing Jammu into another state and Kashmir another state, I don't see that in the agenda, because let's not forget the larger piece. There is still Pakistan occupied Kashmir, where atrocities are paramount. There's not very little news about it, but believe me, things are really bad out there. I happen to have a couple of friends from that area too also. So I can tell you things are not good at all. So that is the larger plan. Speculation is normal. It's a volatile situation. This has been an area where there has been a lot of disturbance in the past. So some sections will react. It is okay. It's not like in a democracy there are monolithic entities. There are always people who will have a difference of opinion, which is perfectly all right. As long as the decisions are taken with the reasoning and majority of the people benefit from it, I don't see any problems at all. I am perfectly okay with it.
Right. Right.
In the end, the violence should reduce. That should be the aim. That's the essence of the story. If we are not,
absolutely, absolutely,
dying,
I agree with that.
Agenda. That's the only reason for governance.
Absolutely, I agree with that. In fact, I was of the opinion that the way Manoj Sinha has handled Jammu and Kashmir, especially the vaccination drive and the COVID testing and the oxygen cylinders, that too in the high altitude areas, especially in J&K Kashmir, is commendable job he has done. And the data shows that Jammu and Kashmir has done well in terms of fighting COVID. Even being a small population, with the small population, he has handled district by district very well. So that is on to us for the Kashmir today. We will be, Uma-bhai, we'll be again catching up with you. I will be happy to catch up with you on the vaccination separate topic on some other day. We'll be having one more guest on that discussion. For today, aaj ke liye itna hi. I am very happy the way you have explained the things on Kashmir. Dhanyawad, Uma-bhai. We'll meet again. Thank you so much. And guys, keep watching Samvad Bharat. We try to bring you a different angle of which you will not be able to see in the mainstream media and other YouTube channels. So we are trying to analyze a different angle and perspective and see to it that right angle reaches to you guys. Thank you for your support, and आज के लिए इतना ही. धन्यवाद. भारत माता की जय.
जय हिंद.